I want to share with you about the cost of living and how you can change this equation that maybe you're struggling with. Now, the cost of living is a graph that continues to grow and move up. In fact, in today's world, things have changed incredibly where it compares to how I grew up and how my parents lived, or my wife's parents, because it only took one income earner in the home to be able to meet their needs. So they could save a little bit, they could buy a house, they could buy a car, but in today's world it's much different, because now it's a two-income family, and even then people struggle. So that's because the cost of living has risen dramatically through the last few years. Now, if you start out as how other people tell you, they tell you to get a good career, to go to university, to go to college, to learn a skill, and some skills are actually good. Our college tends to be a waste of time, because you begin to you owe so much money that by the time you project out to here later in your life, there's no way you're being able to pay that off, that loan. But most people, they think, well, if I get a career, just start here, that's fine. But you got to remember, in the beginning, you're going to struggle here, because you're starting out as an entry level. Even a college graduate, even somebody that has a skill, they're going to start out at an entry level. And eventually, yes, you will grow your income, but it will never outpace the cost of living. And this is the reason why people, when they retire, they're struggling. They never have enough. In fact, the percentages of people who retire in poverty will literally shock you when you see those statistics. It's like 80-some% of people. So what are we going to do to outpace this cost of living, when typically this is the world that we live in? This is what we're experiencing right now. Well, obviously the only way you can do that is as an entrepreneur, as you begin to look at other things that you can maybe get involved in. But there's a lot of things that can cause failure in that world. In fact, most businesses you start on your own fail within the first 5 years. There are a lot of opportunities, but many of those opportunities are just shiny object syndrome that catch your attention. You think, well, maybe I can do this. You apply yourself. But what if there was a program, something you could step into that already is proven, that had been going for many years? And that's what our community is all about. Training people, showing people how they can earn $1,000 a day just to start out with in the first 90 days. And that is the kind of income you're going to need to be able to outpace this cost of living, because this cost of living is not going to stop. It's going to continue to grow and grow. So you need to be able to think out of the box, step outside of the world that you're thinking in, because most of us mentally are not prepared to think, wow, own my own business or start something or do something else that's different than how my parents did it. Well, you're going to have to think in those terms if you're going to succeed and have success in the future. So what we do is we bring people on board as entrepreneurs, and we show them a proven system. This is not something that we project, not something that we make up. It's a proven system. You start out here, and yes, in the very beginning, obviously there's a learning curve, but as you begin to move forward, we show people how to make $6,000 a month within the first 30 to 60 days. And you can do that, and this is the only thing I believe that's going to outpace this cost of living of what most people are trying to beat in our world today. So if you're interested in learning about our community, what it is we're teaching, put a like, put a comment below, say, hey, send me more information, and I'll send that to you, okay?